We're coming off a good win. You know, after watching the video, we did a lot of good things in that game. Defensively, you know, we're playing very well. We got a lot of turnovers. Tremaine Washington had an unbelievable game. Not only the interception for a touchdown, but the tackles and all the production and how tough he played. You know, it was really fun to watch him play. It was good to see Trayvon's interception, and you know, I gave Burgess a bad time by getting caught from behind by the center, but actually wasn't the center. But when we were walking in after the game, he said, I thought I was going to score. Who caught me? I said, it was the center that caught you from behind. So it actually wasn't. But so defensively, it's good to see us starting to get the consistency and playing real well. Offensively, you know, was our best game to date. We ran the ball, we threw the ball, we were efficient. We didn't have a lot of negative plays. We did have a few penalties that hurt us, but not a lot of negative plays. One sack, which is big, and some of that was the offensive line did better and our routes were on time. But some of it was Kyle getting the ball out of his hand too and not taking a sack. So overall, we executed better than we have. And we did a good job on special teams. You know, we were really worried about their punt returner going in, and we got great hang time, and we got good coverage, and really shut them down, which was nice to see. The wind got us a little bit in the third quarter kicking off, so we didn't get the type of field position that we normally get, but we still worked hard and did a good job on our coverage game. Still got to get better on our return game. We're not happy at all with our return game. That I'll just open it up.
What was it with the running game? Was it the line more so, or
I mean, it was everybody really. It was the line did a better job on their initial blocks and on finishing. Our running backs were hitting their tracks and not hesitating and breaking tackles. Kyle did a good job on getting us out of bad plays, and our receivers were really working hard to get blocks downfield. You know, the effort by our receivers was very, very good.
How much does the run game change when you can go under center versus always being in shotgun?
I think it changes a lot. You know, I've always liked the running game from under the center. I think it gives your back some advantage. It gives you some advantage of, you know, where you want to run, to the right or to the left. And, you know, so I think it does help a lot, and it makes it harder for the defense to key on or make calls on. You know, a lot of people will make defensive calls based on where the running back's aligned. When you're in shotgun.
After reviewing film, how do you think Kyle did?
How did I think?
Kyle.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How long you grew up here, right? Because you said call.
Yeah.
Haha. I should be able to pick that up by now, huh? I'm sorry, but no, he did good. He did good. He did a good job of executing under the center in the run game. I thought he competed extremely hard. You know, I'm really proud of the way he stood in there and delivered the ball and got hit and was real decisive on some plays that, you know, you have to get the ball out of your hand quick, and he did it and made plays. You know, the touchdown that he threw to Hicatini in this end zone here, he knew there was an unblocked guy coming. He saw the matchup. We do have a check for that. I mean, he has the ability to change the play. But he had the confidence that he knew what he was going to do and made the throw for a touchdown. So, you know, that's what's really good to see is the confidence that he displayed out there in himself and his teammates.
Is it his job to lose now for the rest of the season? Got 3 more games.
We need him to go out and play well. You know, he's going to start this game, and he needs to go out and play well and not worry anything about any job or losing a job. He just needs to have the mindset that I'm going to keep getting better in practice, and I'm going to go out and perform and do better than I did last week.
You see a sense in the team now that they were 500, now they're above 500, the way the guys carry themselves out on the practice field. I mean, is it a little easier for them to get up to work when they're above 500 now?
Well, it was a lot more fun yesterday in the building. You know, you could see the guys were more relaxed in here eating dinner, and in the meetings, they, you know, were very confident and had enjoyed it. We ran out and ran really well, and the guys that practiced really hard. So, you know, there's a lot of good things that go with winning, and continuing to win. But what I'm most proud about this team is how they acted when we didn't win. You know, it hurt. You could tell it hurt them and it bothered them, but they stuck together and they went out on the practice field and worked hard. And those are the things that, you know, will help them when football's over with. You know, and they're going to have some things happen in life that aren't good, and they can hopefully have learned something that you just stick together, keep working hard, and good things will happen.
A little off topic, but there's been a lot of controversy the last couple of weeks about instant replay. Eight lateral play and last week with the Nebraska Michigan State. What are your thoughts about the state of it and how's it happening?
Yeah, you know, I've always thought that the college replay was really good, that they looked at every play and they got a guy in the booth and you know, they have the ability to stop each play and review it. And I thought for the most part we were getting things right. I do agree this year's been a little more controversial. Obviously when I look on the board and see something and think it's going to be overturned and they look on it and say, and it's not overturned, it's hard to say, you know, how, what happened, what's the issue. You know, I remember one we were waiting on in the down here against I think it was Boston College, where he fumbled right before he went in the end zone, and the officials were standing there waiting for him to stop the play, and then they kicked the extra point, and then you saw it on the replay and said, wow, how did we not stop the play? You know, well, what happened was that it was a fumble, but they recovered it in the end zone, so it was a touchdown anyway. So that, you know, that's the kind of, he wasn't down, he did fumble it, and they recovered it in the end zone. So sometimes we don't really know why they're making the calls or not making the calls, but I mean, overall it seems to work out pretty good, you know, better than when we didn't have it, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, those guys have done a great job here. You know, 2 years or some of them 3 years when Charlie was here and won a lot of games and set a lot of standards. And then they've been great leaders since I got here. You know, a lot of them produced and did a great job last year, and certainly they've been the leaders of the team this year. You know, it's what I always tell the seniors is this is their last home game. We need to find a way to win the game. It's up to them to prepare. And it's up to all the coaches and the underclassmen to do everything that we can do so the seniors go out with a win in their last game in Papa John's. So, but it's certainly, you know, one of those things that it's amazing how quick time flies. And nobody really believes that until this is their last game they get to play.
How difficult is that for guys who to go through a coaching change, to go from one system to another, and how did these guys navigate it?
Yeah, well, I think changes in no matter what it is something that you have to learn how to adjust to. I remember the first meeting that I had with them that I said, you know, things are going to be different here because as a coach, what you do is you can only coach what you know, and everybody's going to be different. And the better that we accept it, and the better we, you know, understand that it will be different, the quicker we have to become a good team. You know, so I think it's a good lesson for everybody. I think it's you know, one of those good things. I always talk to the players about when you talk about change, you know, let's say you reach your dream, you go into the NFL, at one point or another you're going to have a coaching change there or be traded or be a free agent. So learn now how to adapt and get used to change and be positive about it, and it'll help you in the long run.
You've talked about how proud you were of them for the way they handled the 0-3 start from it. How concerned were you at that point that it might go the other direction and things really go downhill?
Well, it challenges your beliefs, that's for sure. And, you know, you just keep talking with myself and the coaches and, you know, people that I've relied on for a lot of advice throughout my life. And you really just need to stick to what you believe and believe in the system will work. And, you know, my dad used to always tell me, if you keep changing everything, you'll never get good. you know. So you got to be able to believe in what you believe in and keep working at it, and you know. But it was hard. There's no question about it. It was hard. But we also got beat by some good teams, and you know, we're right there. Could have went either way. A couple of the games, you look at where Clemson's at right now, and to think that, you know, we had the ball twice in our end of the field in the fourth quarter with the chance to win the game, or their end of the field in the fourth quarter with the chance to win the game. So, yeah, I mean, we had our opportunities, but it's good to be able to fight through it and now experience some success. But we got to finish strong. You know, we got Virginia's a good football team. They're very talented. When you watch them, they're extremely talented. They got a really good running back, really good wide receiver, good offensive line. Defensively, they're big and physical. So we've got to prepare and do a great job of getting ready for this game.
Robert, when you talk about the offensive line, how much you like the blocking, when you look at the film, what did you like about how your running backs ran? You feel like they ran harder?
They really did, yeah. They really hit the hole and then got yards after contact. It was our best game of driving our legs, hitting and spinning, cutting back, you know, and it was good to see Jeremy start us off strong. He made some really good runs in that first drive, and the one he got in the end zone, he carried, you know, 3 yards after contact for a touchdown. That's a really nice run. I thought Brandon came in and really showed his speed. He was more decisive. We got him more holes and got him started. You know, that's the one thing that we haven't done a good job of with Brandon this year, is getting him started, because once we can get him through the line of scrimmage, he's really quick and did a nice job of running the ball up. I was so happy to see him have success, because I know how hard it's been on him, you know, and we haven't been able to help him until the other day.
What's the status of Jackson and Bonabon going in?
They both practiced last night. You know, they both threw the ball around, and it's the best that, you know, Jackson looked since last Tuesday. And Reggie looks like he'll be ready to go. You know, it's always one of those things that Saturday morning, you know, he wanted to play. But because of the protocol, the decision was made Wednesday that he's out for the game. So, and we kind of knew, or hoped, I guess. We hoped that he would feel like that Saturday morning, because then we knew that he'd have a great chance to play this week.
Bobby, you talk about how difficult for Brandon. Talk about Epps for a second, because he was a captain. He started, and he didn't until this week when you needed him to go in there. And then you have your best game maybe as an offensive line, and maybe how difficult it's been for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's really a great guy to have on your team, because since the day I got here, he walked into my office and said that, you know, I've graduated. I wasn't planning on coming back to playing, but would you give me a chance to do it? I said, oh, heck yeah, you know, let's go. And then he comes out and works extremely hard, has a great attitude. He knows what he wants to do in life, so he's good for all our players. A tremendous influence and positive person off the field. And then obviously it was hard on him this year when all of a sudden he's not out there playing, but you wouldn't know it, because he kept working hard and kept playing hard and improving in practice. And as far as effort, he probably played as hard as anybody the other day. I don't know. You know, it's one of those high ankle sprains, and he certainly couldn't have played Saturday, and he didn't work yesterday. So it's probably going to be at least another week before he's back. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hardest thing for Corbin, is he's, you know, never really been healthy. You know, it's a shame, because he's so fast, and but he's had 2 knee injuries in a short period of time, and they basically say it takes you a while to get over 2 of them. So it's, you know, it's hard on him too. But he does a great job of working hard every day and helps us out on kick return. We'd like to see if we could get him started on kick return, because obviously if we can give him a crease, he has the ability to go all the way.
What do you think maybe his career could have been like if he had just been never got hurt and could be that fast?
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to say. You know, it's hard to say, but he's certainly talented.
I'll be around here, kind of bowl eligibility is kind of old hat. What would it mean for
Yeah, that's what we're working for, is to, you know, we want to get to a bowl, and obviously we know this is the most important game for us to get that done. We've just really tried to concentrate on one game at a time, but all the time you know what's sitting out there. But our best way to get there is to just focus and practice and get ready to beat Virginia.
So are these groups of running backs maybe more well-suited to kind of play under center or have a handoff under center and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think that it's I call more runs that way. They get more touches. We have more success, you know, getting 3 and 4 and 6-yard gains, getting better position to move the ball, and not have as many negative plays. So I think it's just the more touches, the better they're going to play. So it's easier to get more touches, I think, when we're operating the way we did the other day.
In terms of balance, obviously having a ground game like that, could you have imagined to have that kind of balance? I think it's like 36 passes, 31 runs.
Yeah, that's what you strive for, and really what I try to do is be 50% run pass on 1st and 10. You know, that's what I really try to work at hard, try to do it, and then I just let the situations play out a little bit. You know, sometimes it always gets off a little bit because of 2-minute drives. Obviously, you're going to probably throw the ball as often, and you know that's one of the things I'm really proud of is the last 2 games, the 2-minute drives before half. Our offense has really produced and got the ball in the end zone and been real critical series for us. So we've been doing a really nice job of executing at that tempo.
What do you kind of think of Tremaine as a recruit? I guess probably been Coach Buckley recruiting.
Yeah.
What did you kind of see out of maybe it was more? I'm not sure. What did you kind of see?
Yeah, Coach Buckley recruited him. Coach Buckley had him in camp. And from the minute that Coach Buckley got here, he talked about him and, you know, was after me to recruit him. It was hard for me to get too excited early because I like big guys, you know, and you always got to be careful. And it's really hard for T-Buck when I say a good big guy always beats a good little guy. You know, it really makes him mad. He gets mad at me. I just see the smoke start coming out of his ears. But I always relate it to, you know, Stockton never beat Magic, and he never beat Michael, and he couldn't win. Now, he won a lot of games, but he couldn't win the big one. So as you're recruiting, you know, you have your beliefs. But you always tell each coach, find someone that doesn't meet our measurements, that has the intangibles that can play here. Each guy bring me a guy that way. And Tremaine was the guy. And Tremaine was dying. He wanted to come here so bad. You know, he's sitting in my office, and he had another scholarship, and he was, you know, where he had to make a decision, and we offered him, and he came here, and you know, he's like T-Buck. He's a little guy with a big heart, and thinks he's tougher than anybody else in the room, and that's why he can play. That's why he came in here and played right away as a true freshman, was because how much he believes in himself. So it's a real credit to him. He's tough, yeah. He's always been a good tackler. He's just really tough and physical and enjoys the contact.
What do you think of Virginia? The record's not great, but I had Notre Dame beat.
Yeah, they're talented. You know, when you watch them on video, you go, wow, these guys are talented. And we knew that last year. You know, when we played them last year, they have lost a couple of their rush guys that, you know, we really had a hard time with last year. And they've been a little bit up and down on their consistency, but you know, we watched as an offensive coach, we watched their offense last week against Syracuse, and they have a good scheme. They got some speed. It's certainly going to be a good challenge for us.
All right, Coach.
Okay, thank you.